Well, hello and welcome to 907 Sports, where it is all Alaska all the time. Feels good to say that again, as we'll be back for our regularly scheduled programming every single week, wherever you may find us, whether that's Facebook, YouTube, Roku, Apple, Amazon Fire, our website, even, as the last 2 weeks have been madness with March Madness Alaska State Basketball Tournaments. Last week, 1A and 2A state champions crowned. Shout out to the 1A champions, King Cove boys, and the Fort Yukon girls, of course. And then in 2A, it was the Metlakatla girls and the Petersburg boys as your 2A state champions. We got the recaps on alaskasnewssource.com. Meanwhile, Class 3A and 4A tipping off this week, and it has not disappointed just yet. In getting you up to date on all things standing here on semifinal day for Class 3A. Yesterday, we have our championship matchup set. The Grace Christian girls, the defending state champs, are heading back to the title game after they defeated Monroe last night, returning much of their championship squad. They'll be a tough team to beat with newly named Gatorade Player of the Year Sophie Lentford and company, looking to go back-to-back as state champions, and they'll be squaring off against top-seeded Barrow. You know, they brought a crowd out here to state, and they'll be cheering the Whalers on all the way to the title game, as they've been playing great ball this tourney, defeating a great Mount Edgecombe squad last night. Barrow, Grace Christian for the 3A girls state title. That'll be 1 p.m. at the Alaska Airlines Center on Saturday. Meanwhile, boys 3A, Mount Edgecombe stays hot. The undefeated Braves keep their perfect season alive in advance to the state championship game for the first time in program's history. This was led by Kaysen Herman and company. 29-point win over Valdez after a nearly 40-point win in the opening round. They've been dominating all tournament, but will have their toughest test yet in the championship game as they take on the Nome Nanooks, who dethroned the reigning champs at Grace Christian in an instant classic last night. Finn Gregg balled out to lead a double-digit comeback effort, 24 points in victory as he dropped bucket after bucket in crunch time to lead the Nanooks back to the title game for a third straight year. They were champions in 2022, suffered heartbreak in 2023, as we'll see what's in store as they take on Mount Edgecombe for the boys 3A state championship. 3 p.m. going to be a couple of fun fan bases trying to outdo each other in that one for sure. That one 3 p.m. on Saturday. As we get up to date on what's going on in 4A, here is a refresher. We got sports reporter Tyler Lane at Thunder Mountain and Colony playing right now. That will be followed by Mountain City and Wasilla, which should be a great one, a rematch of last year's title game. Meanwhile, boys 4A, Thunder Mountain upset win in the first round sets them up with service in the semifinals at 6:15. Meanwhile, it will be East, the top-seeded team, taking on Monroe for the nightcap. And of course, we'll have scores and highlights in the late edition. Wow, we will be going live during the 6 o'clock broadcast to give you up to date on those girls 4A semifinals. And as I mentioned, the latest scores and highlights in the late edition as March Madness Alaska continues. Championships on Saturday. Cannot wait for those. So I got to head over to the Alaska Airlines Center. So we will see you in the late edition. We'll catch you next time.